You know what? Learn some new
has
tricks.
improved.
Wow, oh yeah. We did level up the nameless one, but not his friends. So we had like a crazy long dialogue session with Ravel, which was really interesting and gave us lots of interesting background information, and also gave us hundreds and hundreds of thousands of XP, which you can see quite clearly here because yeah, we're almost level 14. And I guess my companions have leveled up as well. Fall from Grace is pretty close. Anna has leveled up as a thief. Let's get that done. 1 hit point, wow. 20 thief skill points. 20 thief skill points. Yeah, I don't know, put them on traps maybe. Nordum. +1 bow proficiency, 10 hit points, 14 hit points total. Nice. So what is this? Wow, to hit armor class 0 is 3. That is pretty sick. So if I equip him with some arrows that really do damage, he's a killer. And interestingly enough, he has an intelligence of 20 now. Dakon, very close to leveling up as well. Mort. Yeah, the rest of the party is pretty close. So, and the only one who is lacking in armor class is the nameless one. Oh well, Mort, but Mort doesn't take any damage anyway. And also he has an armor class bonus against pretty much any attack. Cool, and then we found lots and lots of items, so maybe we should just look at them. We're using Ravel's fingernail as a weapon, which is a really nice weapon that does extra poison damage. This twisted fingernail of extruded night hag skin has got to be one of the ugliest things you've ever seen. Its mottled green, red and black surface is almost a foot long, and it seems like it was used alternately as a scratching aid, nose-picking tool and gardening trowel. Looking at it makes you wish that Ravel did chew her nails, or at least had a nail file with her in the maze. So it's a pretty disgusting weapon. 2 to 12 poison damage, like I said. But it even beats our previous dagger, which was pretty nice. +1 armor class. +10 to hit armor class 0. Yeah, we don't get any improvement. Scroll of Black Sphere, what's that? This spell illustrates the power of force as a wave of concussive force explodes out in a 10-foot radius that not only damages but imprisons as well. The spell allows the caster to create a black sphere of force which explodes and causes 1 to 4 points of damage plus 1 point per caster level to all creatures within a 30-foot radius. Creatures failing a saving throw versus spell are trapped in a 10-foot radius sphere of force for the duration of the spell. Even if they make the saving throw, they still take damage from the black sphere itself. And the duration is 10 seconds. +1 per caster level, so that would give me +13 points then. Which is pretty cool.
It's in my spell book.
Oh yeah. Fiendish Eye of Kalimdar. +2 charisma item. Lots of resistance. -, wisdom. And a long backstory. I'm actually gonna try to save my voice a bit today, just in case. Black barbed necklace. Problem with all these items, we need to identify them. Okay, here we go. Black barbed charm. Invokes black barbed shield. This is a string of black barbed seeds linked together by one of Ravel's long grey hairs. This is one of Ravel's improvised charms. When the string of seeds is sliced in the right spot, the necklace unravels around the caster, surrounding the user with a black barbed shield that will help protect them from attacks and will also damage anyone attempting to harm the caster. So it's a protective charm. I'm gonna start using these charms actually, because we have getting more and more of them. Heart charm. Up. Ravel's grey hair. This is one of Ravel's long grey hairs. It's so old. It looks like her normally grey hair is turning an even whiter shade of grey. It must be a few feet long, and it looks pretty tough to boot. Interesting. Black barbed seeds. Black barbed seed invokes black barbed curse. Allows user to copy black barbed curse into spellbook. These malevolent seeds contain a portion of the black barbed maze within themselves. Their power is activated when the seed is hurled at the ground in front of an opponent. When the seed strikes the ground, it sprouts into black barbed black branches that tear hungrily into the victim's body. Each seed contains only one such curse. But we can use one seed, I guess, to gain the spell. So let me see. I don't remember what. Oh yeah, like that. Double click it. So let's copy spell
It's in my
into
spellbook.
Let's actually have a look at our spellbook, because we gained intelligence and we gained even more spell proficiency. Black barbed curse. When cast, the player can select any target within 30 feet. When a target is selected, the spell summons a swirling mass of black barbs that grow and burrow into any target for 4 to 16 points of piercing physical damage. So it doesn't really scale. It's kind of like that's the damage it does. And that's that. Right. well, maybe not then. Yeah, we gained spell slots in every level, it seems. Infernal Shield. I think Axe of Torment is pretty good. We can get 5 to 40 points of fire damage. Elysium's Tears, does it scale? No. No. Okay. Black Sphere. Plus 13 damage is pretty nice. I guess. Wow, another Chain Lightning Storm. Unfortunately we didn't get the level 7 spell, because actually we brought level 7 spells along with us in case we could use them. So we have to level up again, I guess. And Dakon didn't level up. He doesn't have anything new. Okay. Oh, that's my Trigid. Nice. Let's talk to Trigid. No? Can't talk to him. I guess we're gonna have to deal with these guys.
Done.
Right. I do remember that there was some portal here in a room that we went into, so...
Done. Alright. I'm gone.
I cannot have it. I'm a little out of practice, it seems.
Shades. Something's a little bit fishy with my screen setup, I'm noticing. Can't actually scroll to the left, so I'm gonna have to see what I can do about that.
I'm gone.
Portal detected.
Yeah, leave it alone. Save the game. I'm just gonna Alt-Tab and see if it helps or not. Let's see. Let's see if this works now. Yeah, now it works. That's a problem with the two-screen setup. Sometimes
Alright.
doesn't work as intended.
Portal detected.
Yeah. Wrap Ravel's hair around your left index finger, step through the portal. Let's do that.
Portal detected.
So what was this game all about? What are these things right here? This circular plot on the floor of the maze is peculiar in that all the vegetation around it has died except for 3 sickly twigs in the center. It looks as if the twigs devoured all the other vegetation around them. Okay. Examine the twigs. twigs are thin, like grasping fingers, and they have none of the black barbs that coat the branches elsewhere in the maze. As you examine them, however, you can feel a magical vibration from them. They are like the faint vibrations you feel in the maze, but they are more insistent, like the wailing of tiny children. Start humming in the same tune Ravel used when she called upon the maze's power. Of course. As you begin humming, the twigs suddenly begin twisting within their dead circle, the fingers thrashing, grabbing for something, and you know instinctively they are clutching for a black barbed seed. While humming, throw one of the black barbed seeds into their midst. Sure. While humming, you flick the seed into the mass of branches, and the 3 twigs twist around the seed with a crack, splintering it. The twigs stop thrashing, and you watch as the twigs slowly grow, thickening to become branches. As they grow, the 3 new branches twist around each other. Then with a crack they snap at the base. They roll across the floor, then stop, deathly still. Pick up the 3 entwined branches. You pick up the 3 twined branch. It is still in your hands, but you can feel your humming strongly within it, like a heartbeat. It's obviously magical and powerful. You could feel the branch responding to your humming, so much so you were able to encourage its growth as the branches intertwined. A tremendous amount of power lies within the branch, a trace of Ravel's power perhaps, but mostly your own force of will. You can't help but feel impressed with yourself. Take the branch. Your branch. Okay. Awesome. Black barbed branch. Black barbed wand. Invokes black barbed shield and black barbed curse. This black barbed branch is a wand forged from the trees in Ravel's maze and endowed with a fraction of her magical power. By calling on the power within the wand, the wielder may summon forth a shield of black brambles, protect the caster from harm, or cause a series of black brambles to rip from the earth around the target and unfold them. To change which spell is cast from this item, first place the wand into your quick item slot. Now right click on the wand to bring up the description. By selecting the abilities button, you will be able to change which spell you may cast. Yeah, that's cool, but problem is that those spells weren't very good. Okay, I can do it again. Right. Can make more of them, I guess. Black barbed wand. Well, let's make 5 wands then, I guess. No? Okay, 3. We can make 3. Awesome. 3 wands. Let's give them to Anna. Yeah. And this was nothing.
Done.
Okay, so I guess we better get to one of those portals that we saw. maze.
All right.
Go to the left side of the arch, scratch the bark with your fingernails, then step through the portal. Yeah.
Portal detected.
Leave the overhanging branch alone. More shades.
I'm gone.
Okay,
All
let's stop it. Seriously.
All right.
Okay.
Done. I'm gone.
So let's get to one of those portals and see if we can get
All
out
right.
of this maze.
Done. All right. Damn. Seems true.
Nice. More triggers. Come on.
I'm gone.
Come on. Okay, no. I thought there was a
Alright.
portal there, but there was not. Nor the
Processing.
ranged weapons. You don't need to
I'm gone.
stand in front of them to hit them. Okay. Seems like there is actually
I'm
a
gone.
bunch of them down there. I thought there was a portal here, but...
All right.
Right, we'll just
I'm
go to
gone.
the top and see. Crap. Those creatures have
All right.
a nasty ranged spell attack.
All right.
Okay. There's a
I'm
portal.
gone. I'm gone.
Don't just stand there. Kill
Done.
it.
I'm gone. Die.
Time is over.
Seems that they're just respawning here, so it's no point. Space beneath this brambled arch seems to show a large desert city surrounded by great walls. This must be the prison Rabble mentioned. Okay. Fold your arms around you like a cage and leap through the portal. Yeah, let's do that. What the heck is that?
Off with you. Dead I am.
Then Death's kingdom has sealed its gates to us both. Arise, crone.
Shh. Away with you. I'm dead, and no traffic with
I
you.
care little for how you die, but I warn you for the last time. Arise, or I shall slay you where you lie.
I had thought that dying at his hand would fulfill the requirements the past put forth.
Thought it was a little bit too easy, actually.
You cannot have thought that one would have a chance. You were indulgent to let him think he was successful.
The transcendent one.
Powerful this incarnation is. And kill me he could have, but for a few tricks I possess. Fortunate was I.
Fortune abandoned you the moment I found you. Has your life prepared you for what is to come, hag?
I am not afraid. Not of the likes of you, ragged thing. Weak Ravel may be, but a few tricks has Ravel learned over the years, and I have known you would come.
pretty spells.
No longer shall you trouble existence with your presence, witch.
Gained experience. Outlands. Oh, cool. So, the mystery deepens. So we're transported into some kind of 80s Mad Max fantasy scenario here. These heavy gates are locked, barred and sealed. There is a large notice pasted on them that reads: Quarantine in effect, no passage in or out of the city. Right. Cursed guard. Tritcha.
I'm gone.
Cursed citizen. This requires more coffee. So we seem to have come to some new place. Looks like a city.
Done.
Cursed citizen.
Done.
Roberta. Well, let's talk to Roberta, I guess. You see a well-dressed middle-aged woman. She has a scowl on her face and appears to be looking for someone or something. Okay. Maybe some fetch quest. Greetings. She stops and stares at you for a moment before answering. Who are you, and what do you want of me? I don't remember my name. She looks at you with a mild surprise. Really? Are you by chance a petitioner? I understand that they often lose their memories. What's a petitioner? She pauses to think for a moment. Petitioners are those who have died and had their bodies reform on the plane that most closely reflects their beliefs in life. They usually have no knowledge of their previous existence. Perhaps this is the case with you. Possibly. This rebirth, how many times can this happen? Well, I'm not an expert in these affairs, but it's my understanding that it happens but once. Upon death, the spirit then returns to the plane itself, unless, of course, you have traveled to another plane. If that is the case, then upon death, you obtain oblivion. I see. In any case, I have no name to give you. She offers you her hand. Good day to you, Cutter. I am Roberta. Taking her hand and bowing. Well met, Lady Roberta. I believe you had some questions for me. Yes, actually I do. I'm at your service. Please ask them. What can you tell me? Can you tell me about Curst? She smiles at you and laughs. Curst is a dung heap, and we are the excrement that fills it. She shrugs. Nothing more needs to be said on this subject. Oh, great. I see. I have some other questions. Anything of interest happening here? She thinks for a moment. I have heard that a young woman recently disappeared. The daughter of some barkeep. I know nothing of the details. Other than that, I can think of nothing out of the ordinary. Let's see. Who's in charge here? Tovus Giljaff. He can be found at the administration's office in the town square. What can you tell me about Tovus? Tovus can be a rather intense individual. She pauses to think. I know little about him other than the fact that he's a Githzerai and a wizard. Uh-oh. Like half the cases we meet Giths. Dakon gets really pissed off. I have some questions. I'm looking for Deva. I've been told he's in Curst. She pauses to think. I have heard that rumor as well. Unfortunately, I'm unable to help you. I do not know the whereabouts of such a creature. You should inquire at the administration's office in the town square. I see. Point me to the town square. You seem upset. Is something amiss? She frowns. Yes. My husband, Karl Parfidor, is not where he told me he would be. This is not the first time that he has lied to me about his whereabouts, and I'm beginning to think that he... She pauses for a moment. I'm beginning to think that he's with another woman, a harlot. Why would you think that? Because he's a man. She sighs. He was quite a ladies' man before we wed, especially among that type of woman. And I've heard rumors. She looks angry. If I find the rumors to be true, then I have a surprise for him. A surprise? Yes. She lifts her skirt, exposing her inner thigh. You see a sheathed dagger strapped to her leg. She draws the blade and gives you a wicked smile. I think finding this protruding from his back would constitute a surprise. Do you not agree? She puts the blade away. So you intend to kill him?
Updated my journal.
Her smile slowly fades as she considers her words. Finally, she sighs and sheathes her blade. I would if I could, but no. I'm being a fool. Karl and I are no longer intimate. I could never get close enough to deliver such a blow. Okay, that's the problem, huh? She looks away for a moment. Only one of his women could. Right. I have some other questions. Actually, you know what? Town Square sounds like a place to go. Cursed citizens, they look like hoodlums. Guess this is the town square. Cursed thug. Well, it's nice to see that thugs at least exist in every place we go.
I'm
so,
gone.
What's this? I thought there was a plaque here somewhere. Nope.
All right. All right.
Hmm? What is this? Grain silo. Blacksmith. The dump. Traitor's Gate Tavern. Thought you said there would be an administration building. Ooh, a lim-lim. In their natural habitation, I guess. Traitor's Gate Tavern.
I'm gone.
Where's the door? What a cozy place. Cursed citizen. Marquess.
Done. Done.
Checker Plute. Interesting names.
So, Fiendling, tell it to me straight, okay? You can't get enough of me, can you?
Many a man's tongue's broke his nose skull.
Blah, blah, blah. Threat, threat, threat. Don't you ever get tired of being angry all the time? Sheesh.
Yeah, I agree actually.
I'm gone.
I think Anna's being... well, the woman equivalent of a dick to Mort. You see a burly blonde man wearing the armor of a harmonium officer. His face is rosy with drink, and behind his smile his eyes are filled with bitterness. He launches into speech without preamble. Bars sent you? No? Then stop wasting my time. He turns back to his whiskey and steadfastly ignores you. That was a short conversation. Not like the 2-hour-long conversation I had yesterday with Ravel. Check a plute. Check ka plute. You see a drunken guard. He's dressed in the armor of Curst's finest, but it looks like all he's interested in protecting is his bub. He looks you over without much interest, his eyes dead. Who are you? Check a plute. One of Curst's elite, he belches. What are you doing here? Points at tainted bars. Watching him. He say he's got a tunnel here and I want to see him use it to see if it's true. Waiting, watching. Go away now, I got watching to do. Okay, he's got a tunnel. Tunnel to where and why?
I'm gone.
I'm gonna leave the rest of my
Done.
party behind here so I can navigate.
Done. I'm gone.
Tainted bars. You see a haggard, grim man. His coarse face is lined and weathered, and his eyes are red-rimmed. He straightens as he sees you. Welcome to the Traitor's Gate. I'm Tainted Bars, the innkeep. What kind of a name is that? He glares at you. Bars is my given name, Burke. I got the Tainted later because of some former friends spreading baseless chant. He looks very angry. What the hell do you want anyway? You an adventurer or something? Why? What's wrong? What's wrong is that my daughter got herself kidnapped by slavers, and now the place is going to fall behind on its bills, and I'm going to lose the place to one of those rich pikers in the first circle. He looks at you more closely. You're the fellow asking about the Deva, ain't you? Tell you what, you help me out, I'll help you. Awesome. What do you know about the Deva? He smiles craftily. You're looking for him, ain't you? I can tell you that he's hidden far beneath the prison. I can tell you how to get there too, apart from being arrested or trying to bribe your way in, which wouldn't work anyway. Is it weird if I say that Fall from Grace was my first real teenage crush when I was young? I don't know. I don't think so. I think probably a lot of teenagers went for either Anna or Fall from Grace. I guess I'm in the privileged position to play this at a later age, so I'm not confused. I only look at them as what they can do for me. What do I have to do for this? Go over there and talk to Marquez. He's an ex-harmonium fellow. He knows about these slavers, and he holds the first part of the key that'll put you on the path of seeing the Deva. There are 5 parts to the key, but it ain't a physical key. When you got the parts together, you come tell me, and it unlocks knowledge in my mind. Till then, though, it stays secret. You got to satisfy the key holders. Interesting. Yeah, I'll do it. Marquez will tell you what you have to do, and when you're finished, he'll steer you to the next person who has a key.
Updated my journal.
Awesome.
Done. Done.
That looks like a shark. This enormous monstrosity was apparently intended as a joke that no one got. It's dusty and untended. Yeah. A joke that no one got. I don't get it either. Dona Quisho. Kitla. Very strange names
All
here.
right. Done.
Dona Quisho. You see a red-haired woman, short and plump. Her face is lined with cares, worries, and hatreds that seem to have festered for far too long. She sneers at your approach and turns her head away so that you cannot see her eyes. She acts as though you can't see her if she can't see you. To her, you don't even exist. That makes my job a bit easier then. Kitla. You see a tall, striking woman. She stands staring at the walls of the tavern without seeing them, her hands slowly curling into fists and unclenching. When she sees you, her eyes dart across your clothing and gear, and then back to your eyes. A sardonic smile crosses her face and she looks away again. Greetings. She looks back at you and scowls. Do you always make a habit of talking to strangers? Yeah, actually, I talk to everyone who has a name. If I need to ask them questions, then yes. Or not usually, but I thought I'd talk to you. What a fascinating life you must lead to do such things. Sadly for you, I'm busy. I'd appreciate being left alone. I just had a few questions. What part of I'm busy did you not understand? Leave me alone. Thank you. She turns her attention back into herself, losing herself in thought. She begins chewing on her lower lip and beads of blood sprout from it. Great. Well, at least we're not being tied up in many quest lines. We just have one so far. Nabat. You see an angel-faced man, his eyes squinting nearly shut as if unwilling to watch the world's horror or to let the world see the horrors inside him. Yet his face is creased with smile lines. His voice is friendly and lackadaisical as he greets you. Hi. It's a questions for you. What do you want to know? What can you tell me about this place? What, the Traitor's Gate Tavern? It's run by tainted bars over there and frequented by the folks you see here. Marquess, ex-Harmonium, Kitla, ex-employee, Dallon, ex-just about everything, and do I ever have some stories about him that maybe I'll tell you sometime. And Dona Quisho, whose story I don't know yet. And who are you? Me? I'm Nabat. One-time raconteur, now reduced to selling stories in alehouses. I'm retired for now. Maybe I'll give you a story later. Maybe. You want something else? Looking for Deva. His face crinkles in a smile. What makes you think I'd know anything about that? Seriously. What did you want to know? Nothing. Seems like they're really not trying to engage me in anything but the main quest line.
Done.
Which is why I'm running around looking for other stuff to do. The hotel registry holds many names. A large number of them look like they're in the same hand. Like someone was trying to hide the fact that they've been coming here far too often.
All right. I'm gone.
Curst citizen. Dallon.
I'm gone.
You You see a tall man with shoulder-length black hair and piercing blue eyes. Wherever he looks seems to smolder under his gaze. Standing next to him is a quiet young woman who smiles vaguely at all he says. He turns those bright blue eyes at you and smiles largely. He offers his hand. I'm Dallin, pleased to meet you. I had a few questions. I heard there's a Deva in this town. He laughs and shakes his head. You have another question? Yes, what do you know about this Deva? He laughs loudly. All things have their price, and I'm not ready to put a price on that information yet. Maybe later. How about if I threaten you for it? Tell me about your friend there, then. He smirks. She's a friend. That's all you need to know. She dimples slightly at his side and blushes. Tell me about yourself, then. I'm a bard, historian, actor, and all-around entertainer. Fastest fingers in the Outlands. His smile breaks out again, infectious. At least that's what I tell everyone. Great. You really don't get a lot of information from these people.
I'm gone. All right.
This place. Merchant. Cheese, steak knife.
I'm gone.
No thanks. Let's talk to merchant. The cook's face begins to grow red with anger. What? Did you not hear me? Out! Out of my kitchen!
Done.
Awesome. Yeah, we're not getting anywhere, are we? Let's check the upstairs and
Done.
the whole group teleports.
Done.
Barog. Okay. You see a mousy man with darting frightened eyes. Please don't hurt me, he stage whispers. They'll kill me if they find me. Who will kill you? The guards. They're after me. I think I offended someone with a question or said something to the wrong person. I was just offering an opinion, but it seems like you have to speak in a certain way here. It's all corrupt. Who are you anyway? I'm Barog Quickshoes, traveler and problem solver. I guess you could call me a thief, but I prefer to call myself an engineer. Traps and puzzles and so forth. I only use my skills for good ends. I hate to harm anyone. I guess that they use engines for different purposes here. He shudders. What are you doing here? I came to Curst because I'd heard there was a Deva trapped here, and since I have some Archon friends back in Mount Celestia, I thought I could be of assistance. This town, though, this place is a cesspool, and I can't trust anyone. How can people live like this? I need to get out of here. Tell me about Celestia. His eyes go dreamy. All things have their place there, and all things are beautiful. Hosts of winged archons wheel in the skies in exquisite patterns that could break your heart. The fruit grows larger, the game bigger, and all homes are open. Yet we strive to better ourselves constantly, testing our virtue and moving ourselves ever closer to goodness. I should get home as soon as I can. Yeah, you probably should do that. Okay, what were you doing here? Who's going to kill you? Okay. He looks at you with disbelief in his eyes. Thank you. You'll not see me again. He scampers away. Weird.
Done.
Okay, cursed citizen.
I'm gone. I'm
Seem
gone.
to be enjoying themselves thoroughly.
Done.
storeroom.
All right. I'm gone. All right.
Curst guard.
All right. All right. I'm gone. I'm gone.
Yeah, copper commons.
All right. Done.
We
Locked.
brought some copper commons actually, so I think we're okay. And now you'll have to pick this door.
Why not? Got it.
Cursed
Why
thug.
not, right? Why
Okay.
not?
He got pissed off. Yeah. As usual, thugs don't really pose
Okay.
much of a danger.
Okay.
Cranium bat charm. Mort, check
Okay.
out the room. Hairpin.
Sure, why not? Sure, why not? Okay.
Right, okay, so doesn't seem to be much of interest up here. Cleaning rags. No, thank you.
I'm gone.
So I guess that just leaves us talking to Marquez, or what his name was. Starting this quest.
Done.
You're back. He swallows his drink. Bars sent you? Good. Here's the deal. Slavers have kidnapped his daughter. It's your job to get her back. I'll tell you where to find them. You go kill them and report back to me. I'll help you find the Deva and hells, maybe even teach you weapons. Agreed? Wow. Agreed. You got this all worked out. Last I heard, the slavers were to the east in inner Curst. They got the nod from the city guard. Find them, make sure Bar's daughter is alright, and kill them. When you're done, come back here and I'll tell you the first part of the key you need to find the Deva. Answer some
Updated my
questions
journal.
about this for me. Who are you? I'm Marquez, formerly a measure 3 of the Harmonium. Formerly I said because I quit not so long ago. Why? I found out that the Harmonium, a group I believed in from the start, was buying people, kidnapping them, taking them against their will and ruining their lives. It was sucking the life out of people for daring to be different. I couldn't take it anymore. The slavers you'll be fighting are old comrades of mine. He spits on the floor. Berks, liars, you can't trust anyone anymore. So what are you doing here? Drinking. What does it look like? I'm waiting for someone to come along and right the wrongs I've made. You seem like a good fellow for the job. What wrongs? Yeah, figured. Can you tell me about the key? A 5-part key, verbal, held in our heads. He smiles toothily at you. You won't get it out of me by torture, and I suspect you won't find the others easy either. We've locked away a secret, and you'll need all 5 parts to find out where it is. What it is. So where are the slavers? Last I heard, the slavers were to the east in inner Curst. They got the nod from the city guard. Right, fine. Really trying to keep the dialogue to a minimum right now. So I'm guessing inner Curst. Okay, so I can... This is just
Done.
one part of the city.
Done. All right. I'm gone.
The dump. dump caretaker.
Done. I'm gone.
Bloodfly charm. This tunnel slopes sharply beneath the surface of the city. Oh, there's a tunnel.
I'm gone.
Interesting.
I'm gone. I'm gone.
Yeah, well, let's go do that quest, I guess.
I'm gone. Done.
Drunk harlot.
Done.
Guess this is to inner Curst, right? Yeah. Curst administration warehouse.
All right.
Angry
Done.
Curst citizen. Here's some thugs. Let's talk to the angry Curst citizen. See a young man with a scowling face. Like 99% of all the people in this game is scowling. He's mumbling to himself and appears to be preoccupied. Greetings. At first you don't think he heard you, but then he turns his head and gives you a cursory glance. After a moment he turns away. I don't know you, Burke, and I don't want to know you. Go away and I won't have to hurt you. Wow. Notice that I have like 4 companions and every one of them could kill you with a glance. You're threatening the wrong person, fool. Just answer my questions and I won't have to teach you some manners. Look, I just need to ask you some questions. He turns his head to look at you. His face flushes with anger. Talks to you between clenched teeth. Questions? Do I look like the local sage, Burke? Get out of my face before I add a few scars to yours. Yeah, actually, you know, you're totally threatening the wrong person. Just answer my questions and I won't have to teach you some manners. He spins around, his face flushed with anger. He seems about to say something to you when he stops and looks at you more closely. And as his eyes travel along the many scars that cover your body, his anger seems to melt away and turn to fear. Sorry, Cutter. What's the dark you're looking to find? I'm looking for a Deva. I've heard it can be found here. He frowns in thought, then looks away from you for a moment. Wrong gate down, Cutter. Devas don't come this way. At least not that I've heard. Right, some other questions. Local news. Couldn't tell you. I try to keep my nose clean and stay out of everyone's business. A Cutter lives longer and better that way. He pauses and looks a little nervous. No offense intended. You should do the same. Funny, I don't recall asking you for advice. Another slip like that could cost you. Now I'll keep that in mind. Tell me something else. Tell me about Curst. He snorts and glances around for a moment before answering. It's called Curst for a reason, Cutter. Place is a prison for all the sons who messed up in life. The sad dark of the matter is that most Burks don't even know they're captive. A prison? He glances about and leans in a little closer to you. Yeah, you can't tell at first sight. The Curse is definitely a prison. Just try to leave and you'll see what I mean. If you don't have a really good reason and a way to do so, you don't get past the city gates. He pauses and looks around again. can't say anything more. Right. Very helpful. Morning. We managed to get to what seems to be a prison city in the wastelands of some dismal plain. And we're looking for clues to where
I'm gone.
that angel
Done.
could be found. A merchant. You see a merchant. There is nothing remarkable about him. He smiles and nods at your approach. He nods curtly to you. And to you as well. I'm Merc. You interested in some goods? What do you carry? His eyes light up and he smiles wickedly. Well, I happen to carry a fine selection of gauntlets and axes. The only thing better than beating something to a pulp with your own two hands is slicing it into quivering pieces. Yeah. Show me those gauntlets and gauntlets of rending. Nice. Some charms. Fiend's teeth. Ooh. 1830 base strength. Extra resistance. 1 to 6 crushing. These teeth are short, dull, and radiate a feeling of unease. They appear to have been taken from a fiend of the lower planes, but their exact origin is unknown. Using the teeth grants the wearer certain benefits normally possessed only by fiends. Don't look like they're worth the money. To me. What can we sell those ones for, by the way? Nothing. Oh yeah, 2,666 coppers. That's quite a lot, because these wands, they can only cast those two spells. I'm not sure that they're that useful. I'll have to think about it. So let's see. Curst administration. And this place doesn't have a...
I'm gone.
Wow. A lot of armored men and a not so armored woman. What's this place? The gate to Carceri is festooned with various skulls. They moan quietly through their eye sockets in the breeze. There's some Githzerai. Let's talk to him, I guess. You see how sallow-skinned Githyanki. Thin of face and mean of eye, stalking deliberately. You can practically smell his rage. As you approach, he looks up at you. What do you want? He snarls. I had a few questions. Dagon. We are to help a Githyanki. What draws him here away from the song of blood woven by his brothers? The Githyanki's eyes narrow. I've cast aside the hatred I bore for your people. I have risen above the petty feud between our two races. For this they exiled me, but in my heart I have bested them. Can you say the same? Alright, you two, cut it out. I had some questions. Who are you? I am Anisius, and you shall address me as your honor. I am one of the town leaders, and I have earned that honor. He looks closely at you. You do not belong here. What do you want? I seek a Deva. His eyes narrow. A Deva? What will you do with a Deva? And why are you seeking one in Curst? believe it has the secret of my mortality. He looks at you as if you've gone over the edge of insanity. You're badly in need of help. Good day. He turns stiffly away from you. Well, nice guy. The kiosk has a different notice attached to it. By order of the burger, all traffic through the gate has been suspended. So this is a dimensional portal of some kind. Ooh, nice. This device looks like it's seen plenty of use.
I'm gone.
Nice. Kiri. See a pretty young woman. Her face is flushed and bruised, her hair in disarray. Although her clothes are nice, they are torn in several places. She is moving through the streets warily, glancing over her shoulder, occasionally. Greetings. She jumps at your greeting and whips around to face you. As her eyes travel along your scars, a look of concern crosses her face. Hello, Cutter. I'm Kiri. What can I do for you? You seem rather nervous. What's wrong? She frowns at you, then shrugs. There are people here who don't like me. I try to avoid them whenever possible. Why don't they like you? I'm a harlot, I'm young, pretty, and good at what I do. She smiles. The other girls said I was taking business away from them, so they beat me up and told me not to show my face around here anymore. Said they'd make sure I wasn't pretty anymore if they caught me here. Then why did you come back? She laughs. The Jink. What else? I can't leave and set up elsewhere without Jink, and I can't earn Jink if I'm not here. I'm pretty much trapped. She sighs and looks away. I'd do anything if I could get my hands on some decent Jink. Anything? She looks you over carefully before answering. Sure, Cutter. Anything. If the price is right. You got something in mind? Would you be willing to kill someone? Yeah. You know what? I don't see why are we supposed to kill her husband. It doesn't really seem like a nice thing to do. Not really. I'm just curious.
Updated my journal.
Why would we do that? Curst administration.
All right, done.
Let's talk to Curst administration. Yeah, you see a middle-aged man wearing fine clothes. He gives you a bored look as you approach. Greetings. He nods slightly. And to you, Cutter. I'm Carl Parfidor, administrative assistant. May I help you? I'm looking for a Deva I've been told is in Curst. Frowns at you. You must mean Trias. Yes, he's here. He's in the prison, as a matter of fact. Why do you want to see him? Do I need a reason? He laughs. Yes, you do. Now, why do you want to see Trias? I have some questions that only he can answer. He gazes at you steadily for a while. I see. Well, no one is allowed to see Trias without permission from Tovus Giljaff. He smiles at you. And no one sees Tovus unless he sends for them. I suggest you leave. Surely you can get me in to see Tovus. He laughs. Yes, but I've no intention of allowing you entry unless Tovus sends for you. Now leave. I can always take you out and just walk in to see him. Very, very true. By now, I think the Nameless One is pretty powerful, so people should take that into consideration, but still, lawful good. This is important. There must be some way I can get in to see Tovus. Shakes his head. The only way through that door is if Tovus sends for you, or I let you in. Tovus did not send for you, and I have no intention of letting you in myself. He laughs. Unless, of course, you do something important for me. I can't think of anything I want from you. Yeah, what if I told you that your wife, Roberta, is plotting to have you killed? That seems a little bit more acceptable, actually. Lawful good. Killing is unlawful, so... yeah, why not? He stares at you blankly, then suddenly snorts. That's ridiculous. Why would she do that? She's been checking up on you. She knows about all the harlots and wants you dead. You seem to have his attention. He's hanging on every word. And who, may I ask, is supposed to perform the deed? You, perhaps? No, Roberta was thinking of hiring a harlot to do it. Probably a girl named Kiri. He gazes at you for some time. Wait here. I will return within the hour. Starts to walk away, then pauses. Oh, and your information had better be correct. If I find otherwise, you'll be in the prison with Trias. He smiles. You can talk to him freely then, for all the good it will do you. He walks away. Maybe I just sold them out completely there. My bad, girls. You see Karl Parfidor. He has a look of concern on his face as he approaches. Thank you for waiting, Cutter. It seems your information proved correct. I thank you for that. So what happens to Roberta and Kiri now? He gives you a surprised look. Does it really matter to you? He shrugs. Never mind. Roberta confessed to the crime and will be sent to the prison. Kiri, on the other hand, I have other plans for her. He smiles. I see. Nice. Well. What to do? So, can I see Tovus now? That's the important thing, right? Hey! Let's forget about that stuff. He shakes his head. No, you can't. Tovus Giljav sees no one unless he sends for them. Now I suggest you leave before I have you arrested for conspiring to assassinate a city official. He smiles at you. Unless you'd like to spend the rest of your days in a cell with Roberta. Asshole.
Done.
I guess we'll come back and kill you later. Sayaba. This woman wears a haughty expression on her aquiline face, and her contempt for you is obvious as she speaks to you. I'm a busy woman. Do not detain me long. I just had a few questions about Curst. She looks you over appraisingly. I would really love to stay and chat with such a fine specimen, but I'm afraid duty calls. You do understand, don't you? Of course you do. Of course you do. Ugh.
All right.
Well. How was I supposed to know that the administration of a prison city would be corrupt? That never happens in real life, does it?
All right.
Barracks. Distiller. Warehouse. I think the warehouse has to be the place where... Okay, I can't get in there. Not only locked, it seems to be fortified. Well, let's go to the warehouse.
All right.
Kill those thugs. Let's progress. Hello, cursed thugs. See a rough-looking man with weathered skin. He looks rather sullen and does not notice your approach. Greetings. He jumps at the sound of your voice and quickly turns to face you. His face is flushed and his breath comes quickly. We're a bit on the nervous side, aren't we? You get the impression that he doesn't know what to say to you. Your comment seems to have taken him by surprise. My mind was elsewhere, Cutter. What do you want? He asks you warily. Just some questions answered, alright? He stares at you for a moment, then glances nervously about. One question, then you're out of here. I ain't got the time or the desire. Who's in charge around here? Tovus Giljaff. He's in the admin office in the town square. I gave you your answer, now get. He turns and walks away. Right, at least we didn't have to kill him. Bunch of thugs, actually.
I'm gone. Locked.
Aye? Why not? Messed up. Messed up.
Come on.
Messed up. Messed up. Messed up.
Seriously, Anna.
Right.
Endure. In enduring, grow strong. I cannot force this.
Right.
Locked.
Ah, come on.
Right. Got it.
Nice. Can we open it too, please? No.
Why not? Right.
Done.
Wow.
Might as well. Right.
Wow, one copper earring.
Why not?
I'm gone.
Let's see. Cursed guard. Let's talk to him. See one of the Curst's finest. He looks a little bored. What do you want? Don't you know there's a lockdown? Nope, I don't know there's a lockdown. Tell me about it. What can you tell me about this place? We're under lockdown right now because of the plague. Don't know what's causing it, but we're quarantining sections of the town till we find out. Yeah, you want something else? Nope. Let's go into here. Merchant, warehouse worker.
Done.
I thought this was the place, but I guess not. You see a short man, his eyes smoldering with repressed resentment. He's barking out orders at his workers and impatiently turns to you. What do you want? Who are you? I'm Deva. This is my warehouse. These are my employees. This is my time that you're wasting. Alright, had a few more questions. What is this place? He sighs with exasperation. It's a warehouse. We store things, weapons, gold, alcohol, fabric, food, just about anything a body needs. You've heard of warehouses. You heard of warehouses, right? Sure. Can you tell me about Curst? It's a town where people try to make a living. We're all getting by doing what we can, and sometimes we're interrupted by adventurer types who seem to think that all we do all day is wait around for them to ask questions. Yeah, I get the hint. Farewell.
All right.
Let's plunder your warehouse for you. Chalk. Chalk, yeah.
Done. Done. Done.
To my defense, I think, to me it just looks like they're standing around.
All right. Locked.
She's walking back and forth a bit, but...
Ready. Got it.
Ooh. Ooh. Really now? Random gold chest. Gold ingot. This is a gold ingot. It weighs a ton. But if it's worth its weight in gold, yeah. Nice. Very random. That kind of makes me want to get into that chest over here.
Locked.
Oh.
All right.
Got it. Might as well. Right. Might as well.
Come on. As soon as there's more than one character standing somewhere,
Might as well.
we get problems.
Right.
Get lots of gold
Why not?
and bronze and stuff.
Things locked. Got it. Might as well.
Silver. Okay, now I have to get into that crate.
Might as well. Messed up. Got it. Might as well.
Finally. Festival prize, gold ring, dustman and bombing charm. Nice. Gaudy ring. I think that's a ring of the traveler, right? Yeah. Don't have any use for that. Festival prize. A toy ring shaped like a serpent. Rings like these are often given out at festivals as booby prizes. Serpent ring, yeah. Okay, these ones we can sell. Actually, let Anna carry the loot for now on. She's stealing most of it anyway. Hairpin. This is a thin silver hairpin. The tip is extremely sharp. Okay. Dustman and bombing charm. Useful only on nameless one and Mort. Strengthening their bones. Let's use that for Mort. Already have a serpent ring, so I don't think we need this. Chalk. Maybe we need for some quest, who knows. Let's keep that. Okay. What's this place that doesn't have a tag?
Done.
Let's talk to her first.
Done.
If I
All
can
right.
get to her.
All right. All right.
Okay. Help me, please kill them before they enslave me. Is this the daughter? What? Harmonium officer. You see a heavy-set harmonium guard. He looks grizzled, grim, and partly drunk. He keeps an eye on the slaves they've been rounding up and talks to you out of the corner of his mouth. What do you want? Okay, I'm here to get Tainted Bar's daughter back. You want to buy her back? Talk to Sketch about it then. He's the one in charge. Who are you? He grunts. What's it look like? Harmonium recruiters. What are you doing? What's it look like? Sketch calls it recruiting. I call it slave run. Do I care? Nah. It's good money. He looks at you carefully. You want something? Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna kill all you harmonium dudes then. I'm here to shut down the slave ring. Heh, why tell me? Now I got to kill you. Yeah, well I gave you an honest chance, I guess. Okay, only he attacks. Okay, now the rest of them.
I hear your words.
And what do you think about? Let's bombard them as well, why not? Hell. Oops, somebody took 24 damage.
The Karak sings true.
Nice. Well done, Dakon. Should have used confusion just to see if it works. Sketch. Let's use Axe of Torment on him. Oops. Kill the daughter. Bastard. Seriously.
Done. All right.
Prick.
All right.
Or did I kill her with a with a spell effect or something? Well, I guess that's not so successful.
All right.
Okay, we don't have any inventory
What's up?
space.
Sure, why not? Good as done.
Or maybe that's not the daughter. Let's make a safety save. I guess. Just in case we screwed up. Pretty good time.
I'm gone.
Cursed citizen, cursed citizen. Okay,
What's up?
so this is just a normal house. Weird. It's actually Finnem the linguist's house. I think they could at least remove the ashes from the table there. Yeah, the timing. Okay, so I don't know. Journal. Find the slavers behind the city barracks. Make sure Tainted Bar's daughter is alright and kill them. Behind the barracks? That's not behind the barracks, is it? No. Maybe there's a bunch of slavers here too. No.
All right. Done.
I don't trust the Gith. I say we
Done.
leave him behind.
Might have screwed up. Barracks. Well, only one way to know, really.
I'm gone.
Go back and see if he can speak to us.
I'm gone.
Let's talk to this dude right here. Marquez looks up from the table as you approach. You hear about Bar's daughter, Jasilia? Yeah, about her. She died as I tried to rescue her. That's a true pity. I'm sure it was unavoidable. His eyes are unreadable, but they stare at you. This is the first part of the key. Such place eternal justice had prepared for those rebellious. Such place eternal justice had prepared for those rebellious. Go talk to Kitla over there. She's got the second part of the key. Or I can teach you weapons. Okay. Teach me then.
Updated my journal.
You're not one who just dallies with weapons. I can see that by your scars. Still, you don't seem like you live by the fighting arts right now. Do you want to give up what you are now? Okay, change class, I guess. Yeah, sure. You carry yourself like you already know your way around the weapon, so we'll just cut right to the chase. What do you want? Well, can you tell me if I'm ready for more instruction? I can teach you whatever you want to know, to a point. What weapon do you want to learn about? Daggers. Daggers, huh? A thug's weapon. But also good for that personal touch. You want to learn? Yes. He studies your abilities and says, That's as much as you can learn about that if you haven't devoted your career to studying weapons, if you haven't specialized in the path of the warrior. You're going to hit a wall when you study weaponry. You need to specialize. Yeah, but I think I'm already specialized as a mage. I think it's possible that I could. No, I don't think so. No, I think we're probably stuck. Stuck with the skill that we have.
What is your will?
Dacom, turn me into a mage. Oh, my inventory. Yeah.
All right. I'm gone.
To the art. Right, so what did he say? Kitla. Maybe we should talk to Tainted Bars and apologize for.
I'm gone.
His grief looks fresh in his eyes. What do you want, Cutter? What are you selling here? Okay. Peasant or merchant accommodations. Let's use our healing spells first.
Yes.
I'm gone.
Oh yeah, we don't have the sensory touch anymore for the nameless one. Mort, here's your wish fulfilled. Grace can regenerate, so...
May my face lend me strength. May my face lend me strength.
Yeah, let's see.
May my face lend me strength.
We got healing enough for everyone. Okay, here you will awaken having recovered entirely. Well, I should have read that before, maybe. Let's just rent it. My party is scattered, huh?
Very well.
Others will gain 10 hit points with 8 hours of sleep. Well, that's enough. So let's actually just save 20 coppers. That's one way to look at it.
I dinna trust that succubus. And so she is. Oh, they're all like, waiting for you to drop your guard before sinking her teeth into your neck. Won't you be taking your eye off that slat? She'll turn on you faster than you can blink. All fiends are like that, so they are.
You know, you're part fiend.
Oh, aye, but the good part. She looks like she's got all the bad parts she does.
She looks good from where I'm floating.
Right.
Done.
Okay, let's talk to Kitla. See what she has in store for us. You're back, hmm? It turns out I've got a use for you after all. You help me, I help you, and we all wind up happy. Wow. What is it I have to do?
Updated my journal.
There are two men here named Crumple Punch and Kester. Crumple Punch is the smith, Kester the distiller. They both owe me a lot of money. One of them owes the other as well, though, and so neither of them is paying me. They're arguing about an inheritance. Get me the legacies they're holding on to. I can bargain with them very effectively then. Failing that, get them to solve their problems with each other, or kill them, and I'll give you the second part of the key. So, either steal the legacy, resolve their problems, or kill them. Yeah, will do. Will do. Will do, ma'am. Let's go. Ooh, nighttime in Curst. Distiller and blacksmith. There's the blacksmith.
All right.
Let's go to his kip. Fortunately, we got the autosave. Alright, I'm gonna talk to this guy, but first I'm gonna make some fresh coffee and take a little stretch. So, 5-minute break, and then we'll continue our quests in Curst. So, yeah, be back in 5 minutes. Okay, so let's
Done.
continue. And first of all, let's of course
I'm gone.
loot his home.
All right. Locked.
All
I'm
valuables.
Aye? Right.
I guess the legacy is here somewhere. Magic punch daggers, motley axe. Okay. Interesting.
Why not?
Oops. That kind of got him pissed. Of course. That was not really my intention. I still talk to him. Guess not. Did he just start to headbutt me? Okay. I don't want to get him upset, so let's go back to that autosave. So it's trapped, is it? Magic punch daggers. Wonder if we want that or not. This sour-looking burly man glares at you as you interrupt his work. He seems a little slow but earnest, not as poisonous as the others in this town. Hey, what do you want? Well, what do I want? Who are you? I'm Crumple Punch Malaco, the town smith. You want something? Yeah, I've heard there's some trouble between you and your brother. I'd like to help. Oh, you have you? It's my business with my books. It's my business with my book-learned brother. The whole town's gossip then. Is my business with my book-learned brother the whole town's gossip then? Is my younger brother spreading stories against me? Am I to be slandered just because I ain't educated? The plains be against me. He shakes his fist at the sky. I'm actually interested in clearing the matter up. He looks at you shrewdly. Here's the story then. Our father was a barmy old bastard, but a wealthy one. He left us his smithy and his distillery when he died. But now my brother's trying to cut me out of the distillery, which always made more coin. And I'm trying to get it back. I got a legacy to prove it, but I ain't so smart with this stuff, and I don't trust anyone in this town to help me. You help me, I'll give you some jink, and I'll live by your decision. Alright, I'll need your legacy to look it over.
Updated my journal.
Well, alright, I guess you got to study it up and make sure it's on the up and up. He passes you a crumpled wad of paper. Thanks, I'll let you know what happens. Wow, trusting fool. It's coming along, I need to see your wares. Magic punch daggers. We don't know anything else about. Assassin's knuckles. Causes stunning, silence, and poison. That's pretty interesting. Fortunately, Anna can't use them. Stun, silence, and poison. It's pretty good. Phantom dagger. +3 piercing damage. Fool smiter. The magical warhammer Fool Smiter was constructed so that it did additional damage against opponents who were particularly stupid. When it was crafted, however, the enchantment was twisted such that if the user was less intelligent than the target struck by the hammer, the wielder would take damage as well. For many years, the hammer became a test rite between rival members of the Athar as a primitive and lethal IQ test. It was stolen from their headquarters in the Shattered Temple many years ago and has resurfaced once or twice across the plains. Yeah, that sounds like a really good idea. Hitting each other in the head with a hammer to see who's less stupid. Sell the battle axe of quality. Okay. Guess we'll go to the distillery and check them.
All right.
Distillery.
All right. I'm gone.
Not so smoothly. Okay, let's try to walk through the doorway without crashing the game. Kester. Actually, let's check out that legacy first. Crumple Punch's legacy. This legacy is inscribed on a wadded up piece of old vellum, creased and soot covered. It has obviously been much poured over by someone with very dirty hands. It belongs to Crumple Punch the smith, and from what you can decipher, it appears that his father was both uneducated and sloppy in his handwriting. The little you can make out appears to order the division of the smithy and the distillery between the two brothers, but does not provide detail as to how the division is to be accomplished. That's a problem. Let's talk to Kester. You see a lean man with deeply tanned skin and piercing green eyes. "Welcome to the Malaco Brothers Distillery," he cries, as if he could think of no one he'd rather see than you. "What can I do for you today?" "Who are you?" "I am Kester Malaco, proprietor and half owner of the Malaco Brothers Distillery. Can I sell you something?" Your brother sent me. He says he wants to negotiate about the inheritance between you." "Oh, he did he? Well, I'll make sure your reward is more handsome if you decide my way. Tell you what, you get his legacy from him, study it, and convince him that you'll arbitrate it. You'll get a nice reward too. How's that sound? I'll need your copy of the legacy to look over." He looks at you suspiciously and then relents. "If it'll get it done faster and better for me, then alright. Here." He passes it over to you. Great. Kester's legacy. This legacy is inscribed on a carefully folded piece of well-tended old vellum. It belongs to Kester the distiller, and from what you can decipher, it appears that his father was both uneducated and sloppy in his handwriting. The little you can make out appears to suggest that the two brothers devote themselves to increasing their wealth by building the businesses. And here the ink smudges into unreadability. The rest of the document does not provide detail as to how the division is to be accomplished. Well, that doesn't help anyone. "I got your brother to agree to a binding negotiation. Will you?" "Did I?" "I'd like to buy something. I'd like to buy something." "Well, alright. Look over our legacies and tell one of us how you decided." Yeah, so I just have to decide this. I've decided in favor of you. After reading the legacy, it's clear to me that you should get the entire inheritance. I've decided that your brother should get all the money. It's clear that he's in the right. The two of you should split the money down the middle. It's clear that your father wanted it this way. Neither of you deserve the money. I'll pass your legacies off to someone who will use the money properly. How am I supposed to know? I'm just gonna tell you to split the money down the middle. It's clear that your father wanted it this way. Okay. He splutters, but that's just but. He sighs. Alright, I accepted your word on this. Just don't expect any good treatment from me on this. Get out of my shop. He tosses you a bag of coin, a sour expression on his face. I promised you this and you'll have it.
Updated my
The
journal.
teachings of Zerthamon, I have become stronger.
Wow. Whole group leveled up. Get out of my store before I call the guards. Right. I didn't even
Alright.
see what wares he had, but I
Done.
guess. Probably potions. Okay, everyone leveled up. Grace. Improved saving throws. Improved 2 hit points. Fighting skills improved. More priest spells. Nice. 2 points increase in to hit armor class 0. And some priest skills. Pretty useful. A nice 5000 XP from leveling up. Dakon leveled up as both a fighter and a mage. We'll catch the VOD. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I might just say this then now, Snarfu, that tomorrow there won't be a stream tomorrow. I can't do it tomorrow, so I will be continuing on Thursday. So no Wednesday stream. Just you know. Let's see. Level up. Dakon. Fighter mage. Wow. 12 hit points, improved fighting skills and improved spells. Cool. Let's check the spell improvements. Nice, so Mort. No, Mort hasn't leveled up, but it's very close. 10,000 XP. Right. Oh yeah, 25 wisdom now, so I get a huge XP bonus actually when I gain XP. That's pretty nice to save. Just in case. Let's go to the blacksmith and see if he's
All right.
friendlier now.
Done.
Crumple punch. You come, fair trader. Let me see if I can give you a fair trade in return. Yeah, let's see what you got. Okay, so we didn't get any reward from him either. But he did lower his prices actually. That's nice, but not too useful.
I'm gone.
Okay, so hopefully that settles it.
All right.
Kitla. She sighs. Thanks for solving this thing, but look, I have a lot of planning to do. Let me just give you the key and we'll call it even, right? Sure. She concentrates for a moment and her voice takes on another deeper tone as she intones these words. Here their prison ordained in utter darkness. She pauses and speaks normally. For the third part of the key, go talk to Nabad over there. She yawns mightily. I'm exhausted. Take this and then leave me alone for a time. I just need to think about my next step here. Farewell.
Updated my journal.
Nabat, who is that actually?
Done.
This guy. So, you're back. You want to get the third part of the key? Yeah. Indeed. The caretaker of the town dump is a man named Kai's Scuttlebutt. Has it that he's got plenty of gold hidden underneath his floorboards, and that there's a gang of ruffians who are planning to take it from him. I've got my reasons that they don't. Go talk to Kais and get the story from him. Do it and I'll give you the key. And if you're interested, I can show you some tricks of stealth. Right.
Updated my journal. I'm gone.
Protect the city dump. Got it. Should be this place here. That's Kai's, right? Dump caretaker. Let's talk to him. Ugh. Get out of the way, Modron. See a scruffy old man who reeks of garbage. He seems somehow more vital than most of the people in this town. More vibrant. As if he didn't quite belong here. He looks up at you as you approach and straightens his back. Come to see Kais. Heard stories of wisdom and righteousness. Examples to be set and lived by. Who are you? I am Kais, caretakers of the town's refuse. I tend to their garbage, and in metaphor I have seen a fair number of souls float this way as well. I am the voice that urges them to goodness, and I fear they ignore me. Really? What is this place? This is the town's refuse, which I watch over, to hunt the vermin who pick through it. I keep it from spilling into the city, and in turn they bring me more. Can you tell me of Curst? It is a town that is on the brink of disaster. All manner of evil is being done here, and nothing is as it seems. All is hidden beneath a veneer of civility, but the venom scars those who breathe it in. This is a poisonous town filled with poisonous people. I kind of realized that by now, yeah. I heard you were having trouble with a group of thugs. Actually, tell me about this dump. He leans forward conspiratorially. I have a secret entrance into the underground here. A secret place almost no one knows. There's a way into the Undercity. He pauses. But I've never used it. Should I go down, I foresee that I could never return. The way down is slippery, and the rubble would collapse behind me. When I'm ready to die, I shall slide down there and let the monsters feast on my bones. Nice guy. He even wants to feed the monsters.
Updated my journal.
I heard that you're having trouble with a group of thugs. Vernet is the man, a leader of lice, a collector of sins. He tells me I have coin that I should give to him, but my wealth lies solely in my heart and my faith. I told him this. I fear he does not believe. Go convince him of this, please. He stands in inner Curst on the southern side near the wagons. Okay. Is this your house over here? Can't seem to find an entrance. This is a guard tower. Oddly, there seems to be no guards in it. Oddly. Okay, there's an entrance to that house, but not entrance to this house. Let's check this house.
Good as done.
Doesn't seem to be anything in this house.
Done.
What's this? Copper Commons, Clot Charm, Adder's Tear. Alright, so let's go to Inner Curst and talk to that guy.
All right.
Near the wagons. That looks like wagons. Cursed citizen, Vernet. Let's have a little talk with Vernet. You see a burly thug. His face is scarred and creased with countless tales of violence, and his voice comes like gravel scraping over a seabed. What do you want, Burke? I've come to talk to you about Kais, the dumb caretaker. Oh, has the poor little man heard that we're coming for his money? He scratches himself. You go back and tell him he's giving it up or he's a dead man. Now go on. A few questions first. I ain't a stinking tout. You want someone to answer questions, ask someone who cares. I don't. Now get out of here before I put my boys on you. Yeah, really scared of you.
Done.
All
right.
Run back and forth. I don't like that.
Done. I'm gone. All right.
What's going on now? Ah, here comes the thugs. Old man, sending others to do your work. Dirty play, old man. Pay for that. Okay, cursed thugs. Let's just quickly kill them.
good as done.
Battle axe.
All right.
Okay, let's talk to him again. You saved my life. Kai seems vaguely stupefied that this would happen in Curst. I owe you much. Should you ever require healing, come seek me. I will provide what assistance I can. Excuse me, I must sit down. Yeah, I guess so. Anna's just standing over there. Right, so does that put an end to it? Seems a bit too easy. Let's go back and see if Werner is still there. Nope. I guess he was one of the guys we killed. Okay. Simple enough.
Done.
That should be the third key, right? About gives you a huge smile as you walk in. I hear you're done. That means you get the third part of the key. His eyes blaze for just a moment and the verse tolls forth. Their portion set. When his eyes return to normal, he shrugs. Not much of a verse, I'm afraid, but it'll have to do. Thanks for your help. The next portion of the key is with Dallon. He's the one with a young female friend over there, where I could train you with some thieving tricks. Yeah, sure. Train me in the art of
Updated my
stealth.
journal.
Have you ever applied the arts of the cross trade before? Have you ever lifted purses for a living, crept along dark hallways with a nary a sound? Or am I going to have to train you from scratch? I've done it before. Are you sure you want to make the change? You can't fight and thieve at the same time, you know. I no longer wish to be a mage. Let's just get some of that rust out of my repertoire of tricks. Okay. Alright, don't want to forget the basics, huh? Why not? I'm feeling expensive now. Why did you want me to save the old man? Isn't this supposed to be a town of betrayal? They used to be my gang, then they ran me out for taking their money, even though I was framed. I planted the rumors about Kais myself. I knew that they'd fall for it, and either someone would take them out or they'd leave evidence that'd bring the guards down on them. Either way, I win. Yeah, very nice. Tell me a story. Right now I'm working on a story about revenge. I've just been inspired, you might say. He smiles evilly. Maybe when I'm done I'll let you see it, but not until then. I like the work to be finished before it's seen. Farewell. Let's change back to mage.
What is your will?
Wish to give up my current profession, study the art. I thought I saw some dialogue option I do not recognize. Other things I would know. Dakon. Ravel called you a slave. What did she mean? The hag, she knows nothing. Dakon's blade ripples and you watch as the edges become grayed and dulled. His face clenches and he speaks through his teeth. It's not my will to speak of this. I want to hear you speak of it. In fact, Ravel said a number of things in that conversation which interested me. Yeah, I never talked with my companions after Ravel's 2-hour-long dialogue. Maybe they have something new. Know that your will is my will. When you speak, know I must hear you. Know that your words may stay my blade or guide it to the throat of another. What? But why? Dakon seems to look through you, as if meeting your gaze is unbearable. Your path is my path. I'm chained to you. You're my slave? At the word slave, Dakon's face collapses in pain, as if he was struck. It is as if the word was a dagger stabbing at the core of his suffering. But why, Dakon? Know it is a long tale, and know that nothing is gained in the telling. Well, I would still hear it.
Updated my journal.
The people do not allow themselves to be enslaved to another in deed or chains. If we find ourselves in such a cage, we act to free ourselves, even if it means we must endure another cage for a time. You performed a great service for me. In so doing, you enslaved me. I acted to free myself. Know that I surrendered my word and myself to act in your name until your death. But I can't die. That was not known to this one. I surrendered my word to him. I surrendered myself. Know that there's now nothing left that I may surrender except my life. Know now that I follow you only so that I might die. So, this other me exacted a promise from you to serve him until he died, and you didn't know he was immortal. Excellent, let's move on, slave. Yeah, nice. What was the service I gave you that chained you? You saved this one's life. In exchange, your life became mine. How did I save your life? On the rolling plain of limbo, the people shape cities from the chaos with their thoughts. Know that there is no place for a divided mind. Dakon raises the blade from his shoulder and holds it before him. As he stares at it, it sharpens until it's almost as thin as a piece of paper. Go on. I already read this part. A divided mind is an unfocused mind. A divided mind fractures walls and weakens stone. As Dakon speaks, the edges of the blade corrode slightly, the metal misting and melting along the edges. Many divided minds may destroy a city. Yeah, it's already told me this part. Long have I known the words of Surthamon. Through my voice, many have come to know the words of Surthamon. The Surth protect the community from all threats, whether to the body or the mind. They are the guiding stones in the chaos. So it came to pass that I spoke the words of Surthamon without knowing the words of Surthamon. It came to pass that I no longer knew myself. So you doubted the words. No. Dakon's voice is edged, and his blade sharpens in response. I knew the words, yet it came into my heart that perhaps others did not know the words as Surthamon knew them, and so division formed. As my mind became as two, as my mind became divided, those that looked to me as a guiding stone became divided. Many scores of Githzerai, many hundreds of scores of Githzerai doubted. Shraktalor died that day. So those that followed you came to doubt the words as well, and the city was weakened. The enemies of Surthamon came. Know that their hatred of his words and the people lent their blades strength. Know that they sensed the weakened city, and they brought war with them. Many Githzerai drowned in the chaos and beneath the blades of our enemies. Small beads of metal appear on the surface of the blade as if it's blistering. Know this happened long ago. What happened to you? As I fell from the walls of Shraktalor, know that myself was broken. My blade was missed, my mind divided. I was adrift upon limbo seas, and I wished to drown. I died for days, my mind awash in division. When death finally came to me, it wore your skin and it had your voice. Really, me. You asked that I hear you. As Dakon says the words, your vision bleeds outwards and a crawling sensation begins to worm its way up through the back of your skull. You feel nauseous for a moment, and your vision is suddenly as chaos, smeared, twisted, and you're someplace else, someplace in the past. Surrender to the memory. Everything around you is in turmoil. Your vision is hazy, swirling, dizzying all at once. There is mist, pockets of fire, islands of mud, stone and ice-covered rocks swimming through the plain like fish, impacting and dissolving, droplets of water arcing through the howling air and lashing your skin like teeth. You choke back your nausea and you steady yourself. This is the plane of limbo. All is chaos, nothing is stable. You focus on the dying man that lies before you. It is why you come to this place. Examine the Surth and see if he's still alive. The man is a Githzerai, his body embedded in the earthen pocket that swirls around him. Unconsciously, he has formed a grave from the elements, and though bits of fire and water lick at his face, he does not respond. His hands are ashen, his coal black eyes focusing on nothing. His emaciated frame speaks of starvation, but you know it is the least of his wounds. It is faith that has dealt him the mortal blow. Look for the blade he carries. In his limp left hand is a twisted mass of metal, its surface having melted around his hand like a gauntlet. As you watch, it steams and hisses like a deceased snake. The Githzerai does not seem to be aware of it, but it is that weapon that has brought you here. Dakon, Surth of Shraktalor, drowning, last wielder of the Karak blade, know that I've come to you with the words of Surthamon, carved not in chaos but in stone, carved by the will in an unbroken circle. At the words Surthamon, Dakon's eyes roll in their sockets and they attempt to focus upon you. With effort he cracks his mouth to speak, but only a dry hiss emerges. You bring forth the stone from your pack and hold it before him so he can see. Know that the words of Surthamon is inscribed upon this stone are true, and know that your divided mind need be divided no longer. All you must do is to take the stone and you shall know yourself again. Dakon's eyes flicker over the unbroken circle of Surthamon, and for a moment you think he might be too close to death to recognize it. Then the right hand twitches, and as he pulls it slowly from its earthen prison, the clumps of earth streaming off it become water in Limbo's chaotic winds. His skeletal hands clutch the stone like a drowning man, and his eyes flash. Know that I've saved your life, Dakon, Surth of Shraktalor.
Updated my journal.
Dakon's eyes turn from the stone and flicker over you, and he hisses again, too dry for a moment to muster the words. He blinks slowly, then speaks, his voice barely above a whisper, but the words are what you wanted to hear. My life is yours until yours is no more. Close your eyes and return to the present. Dakon is silent. I heard your words. The chaos in my mind became still. I knew myself again. So you got the circle from me.
Updated my journal.
Yes. In knowing its words, I knew myself. But did it save your life, Dakon, or did it divide you further once you studied the circle? Dakon is silent for a moment, but his blade writhes as if in pain. He is slow to speak again, and when he does, his voice is somber. It divided me. Then did I save your life, Dakon, or did I only add to the pain you already felt? Those words of Serthimon, they only seem to divide you more. I see it when you pore over the teachings. Dakon is silent. I say that I never saved you, Dakon. Oh, I only raised you from near death so that you might die again. If you had died at Tractalore, then you would have known peace. Wow. Way to go to get rid of our companions. Your words carry the weight of truth. The death I would have died at Tractalore, that would have been the last death. Every day I've lived since is a new death. You need serve me no longer, Dakon. I never saved your life, I only killed you twice. You owe me nothing. No. Dakon's forehead creases in pain, and his eyes stare through you. It is not your word that carries the weight, and your word will not free me. The word that chains me is mine. The torment is mine. I know in my heart that the chains remain. Words will not free them. Is there any way you can be freed? You must die a final death, yet your path is not death's path. There is no resolution to this matter. Vow, I swear I will find one, Dakon. I will find one that sets you free.
Updated my journal.
Dakon's voice becomes ragged as if he has suddenly become sick. No, you have added other words to my words. His expression is pained and his gaze meets yours. Now you have chained us both. Perhaps. Perhaps. Tell me about that other me, the incarnation you knew. What was he like? Dakon's gaze travels through you and he falls silent. Dakon.
Updated my journal.
Know that he was different. Know that the difference were not marked on the skin, nor in the way of the weapon, nor in the attire that cloaked him. Know that he was different in way of thought, and that and the means he acted upon his thoughts. His will became substance. Know that he saw others and did not see them. He knew only how they could serve him. His heart was treacherous, and it was cold, and never did its coldness burn him. Did it ever touch you, Dakon? Did he betray you? Dakon's blade begins bleeding into a dull, flat black, and you watch as the edges, like teeth, begin sprouting from the edge of the blade. His face clenches, and he speaks through his teeth. It is not my will that you know of this. Dakon really doesn't want to talk about this, but I'm really forcing him to do it, so... Tell me, Dakon, did he ever betray you? No, there were many treacheries. Any treachery upon me was by my hand, no other. Tell me, Dakon, what was the treachery? I surrendered my word to him. I surrendered myself. What are you talking about? Yeah, let's speak of it another time. We already talked about this, actually. Okay, so maybe there's some new dialogue with the rest of our
Yes?
companions here. Had some questions about our travels. When we were in Ravel's maze, Ravel said you were tormented. Are you in pain? Fall from Grace is silent for a moment, her gaze becoming distant. When she turns back to you, her eyes are a strange shade of azure, a shade that speaks of sadness and tears. Ravel sees much with her black brambled eyes, some things which are hidden to others' eyes, even things about their own natures. She shakes her head slowly. Sometimes the pain makes itself known. I have learned it is a difficult thing to turn on one's nature. Are you going to be alright? She smiles very faintly, and she meets your gaze. Yes, you are kind to ask. The pain still makes itself known, but I came to terms with my nature many centuries ago. Very well then. Grace stops you before you can continue. I thank you for asking about my well-being. Your concern is not unwelcome. Sure, I was just checking on you. Don't get any ideas. Check with Anna.
Hey, what is it you want then?
I wanted you to know that when I kissed Ravel in the maze, I... Don't want to talk about kissing witches, I think. In the maze, Ravel said you were tormented. What did she mean? Anna frowns. She meant nothing, she did. Barmy hag talk it was. Are you sure? It was nothing. If you don't know what she was saying, I don't either. Well, if you want to talk about it, Anna's gaze drops for a moment. I don't know why I'm traveling with you. I don't know why I went with you to find Ravel. She frowns, but she seems more confused than angry. It makes no sense, it does, and I don't like it. Anna takes a deep breath. I think I have feelings for you. It's strange, it does. I don't think I've ever liked anyone. But you... Anna gives a half-hearted shrug without meeting your gaze. I don't know what it's about you. I mean, you're daft a lot of times. You walk like your hips are broken. You're clumsy. You smell like a zombie. But, she sighs, I like you. Anna, why didn't you say something? We could have settled this long. Anna, I care about you, but just not in that way. Why did I open up this can of worms? It's not a dating simulator. Why didn't you say something? We could have settled this long. Kiss her? Shit, I didn't mean that. It's 'cause I think you're doomed. Anna suddenly meets your gaze. I think you walk with chains, but you don't know it yet. So I feel for you, but I'm afraid for you, and that's killing me. It is. I cannot let me speak. Cannot let you come to harm, but I don't know what to do to stop it. Kiss her? Shit, I did not mean to do that. I was trying to keep this professional, people. Come on. Ugh. You grab the back of her neck with your free hand and you watch Anna's feature go stone as you pull her to you and kiss her on the lips. Seriously. At first it's like kissing a wall. Then she starts slowly kissing you back, hesitant at first, then with more confidence, her teeth lightly biting your upper lip. Oh great. You hear her snarl in the back of her throat. Their tail starts snaking around your leg, then squeezing. Each squeeze matching one of her bites. Ugh. Mort. Would you two cut it out before I have to get a Davis over here to separate the two of you? Mort humps. Or at least allow me to cut in. As you kiss, you suddenly notice that Anna's skin is becoming warm. It's radiating heat like hot coals. You pull back, Anna's teeth giving one last bite, and she looks at you in confusion, then anger. What is it then? I'm not good at it, am I? No, it's your skin. Why are you getting so warm all of a sudden? Eh? Anna frowns and looks down at herself. You notice small wisps of smoke are trailing from the edges of her jerkin. Fiend blood it is. She raises an eyebrow. Never had that happen before, though. What? No one's ever kissed you before? She shrugs. No one ever dared to. And even if they did, I doubt it would have been like that. Take that as a compliment, then. Anna glances around and her tail flicking erratically. Are we gonna keep moving on now, or what? We don't have the time to be standing and chatting, we don't. Well, I'm not done kissing you yet. Come here. No, let's please stop with the kissing. This is not professional. I'm trying to keep a group here. We're not trying to make favorites of anyone. Let me kiss the robot now, just to create some order here. I'm gonna kiss with tongues with Nordum. How are you doing, Nordum? Some other questions. Let's see if we can make more arrows. Extermination of errors. Could have given you better weapons. No, okay. We're done with that. Let's start to Mort. Maybe
Hey, what's eating you, Chief?
Mort wants a little kiss. Since that seems to be what we're doing now. I don't know. Doesn't seem like there's new dialogue options. So okay, let's continue with the quest, shall we? And let's try to forget about that little episode.
All right. I'm gone.
Wow. Very unprofessional. Dallin. You want a key, don't you? That's right. What do I have to do for it?
Updated my journal.
It's simplicity itself. One of the city leaders is having a bit of political difficulty, shall we say. One of his enemies on the city council is causing him some trouble. Go talk him talk to him about it and see what you can do to help him out. His name is Anisius. He's a Githyanki, and you'll find him near the gate to Carceri in the center of town. Right, let me ask you a few questions about that. Is he a friend of yours, or are you looking for a particular outcome to this? His smirk grows. Let's just say that I trust your discretion. You'll see what I mean. Right.
I'm gone. All right.
Okay, let's go back and talk to the Gith.
Okay. I don't trust the Gith. I say we leave him behind.
Mort's been spending a month now with Dakon and he still hasn't trusted him once, I think. Right, so where is he? There he is.
Done.
Anisius.
All right.
Okay, we can't talk to him.
Done.
Why not? That's not very good.
All right. All right. I'm gone.
That's gonna be a problem.
I'm gone.
Why can't we talk to you?
Chief, you watch your back here, okay? This
I'm
place
gone.
is filled with backstabbers.
Let's reload.
Done. Done. Done.
Okay. Interesting bug. Why do you trouble me so? A friend told me you were in need of help. His intensity doubles. What have you heard? Simply that you were having difficulties with a political enemy. His eyes widen for just a fraction of a second and narrow again. I see. And are you going to help me? It depends on what you need from me. It is of a delicate nature. A rival that requires education. You won't need to kill her if this makes you squeamish. I'll do it then. This is what you must do. The woman, Siaba, she has been selling her influence to the highest bidder, undercutting my position with the burgher of this town. I wish you to humiliate her. All you need to do is tell the captain of the guards that she has attempted to hire you to attack me, and you shall be well rewarded. You can find her if you desire near the administration building.
Updated my journal. I'm
Okay.
gone.
I did talk to her before. Oh yeah, Kiri, she's still here. I thought you were, like,
Done.
in a dungeon.
I'm gone.
I don't even know what type of dungeon. Like the prison variant or the pleasure variant.
I'm gone.
Okay, well, maybe she's okay. Siaba. He had an interesting proposition. Spoke with Anisius, he had an interesting proposition. He's plotting some sort of defamation of me again, isn't he? What will it take to reverse his latest trick? How about if I double whatever he's paying you? He sent his regard, that's all. She sneers. Yes, I'm certain that's all it was. Remember, whatever he offered, I will double. Think on that, stranger. Yeah, I don't really trust you administration people since the last time I made that mistake.
Gone.
So, captain of the guard, huh?
I'm gone. All right.
Where can I find him?
I'm gone.
Your rival has offered to pay me a large sum to double-cross you. What? I'll double it myself. You got a deal. Then go, or I'll have you flayed. Awesome.
All
Captain of the guard. The barracks. One of the officials of this town has asked me to murder another one of them. I thought I had better warn you. He shakes his head. I might look stupid to you, Burke, but I ain't getting involved in political squabbles. I value my job and my life. Take it to the captain. It's over by the mid-town gate, right before you head through to the other part of town. Thanks. That's what I wanted to know, actually. Guard captain. One of the officials of this town has asked me to murder another one of them. I thought I'd better warn you. His eyes sharpened by his helm. Give me the name. Who's planning what? Anisius asked me to frame Shiaba, who asked me to do the same to Anisius. They're both corrupt. Yeah, of course they are. Yeah, they are both corrupt. Question is, will the guard captain do anything in that case? $200,000 XP. Both of them, huh? Good. This should solidify my control in this city. They'll be gone before you know it. My thanks, stranger. Great. Everyone's a complete dick. Think nothing of it.
Updated my journal.
Skills have increased.
Oh,
Might as well.
Everyone is completely corrupt. Fighter. Let's level up as a fighter. 6 hit points, improved fighting skills. Pretty good. Nordum. 14 hit points. Improved fighting skills. Wow. To hit armor class 0 is 2. And Mort leveled up. Three hit points, improved fighting skills. Awesome. Okay, so hopefully that satisfies him.
All right. Done. I'm gone.
Okay, why is my stuff still lying here on the ground? I never picked it up, did I? That's a bit risky.
I'm gone.
Thankfully there are no thieves or you know,
Done.
dishonest people in this city. This fine city.
Done.
Okay, let's talk to him. Nordum! Out of the way. I heard all about your fine work, friend. That was an interesting little turnaround. How do you like Curst's politics, hmm? He quaffs his ale. Here's your payment from my end. His voice deepens, taking on an almost ritualistic tone. As far removed from gods and light of heaven. His voice normalizes and he says, for the final portion of the key, talk to Dona Quisho over there. Right, I have a few more questions for you
Updated
first.
my journal.
Why did you want the matter taken care of anyway? What's your connection? Because Anisius forbade me to play in this city. He spits on the floor. Because Shiaba refused to aid me despite our long friendship. She said the time wasn't right to play her hand, because he was a power-hungry mongrel and she a self-aggrandizing whore. I knew that one way or another one or both of them would fall. Yeah, okay. So I made you really happy then, I guess.
I'm gone.
Dona Quisho. When you approach her this time, her gaze locks onto yours with determination. She rasps out. You're the one wanting to get underground, eh? You'll need to do Dona Quisho a favor before she gives you her piece of the key. There's a fiend locked up here in town. I need him freed. She presses a scroll into your hands before you have a chance to react. Why? Because it's mine. Because I sacrificed so much for it. Because they took it from me and hid it from me and locked it away, and no one would ever help me when it was all I ever wanted for myself. Her voice grows cunning. But now I have knowledge you need, and you'll never get it unless you let Agril Shanak go. How do I know it won't go on a rampage? Why would I care? It's a city of assholes. Yeah, how do I know? A little smile fills her eyes, one of the most poisonous smiles you've ever seen. That's not a problem, that concerns me. You cut your own deals with the fiend. I just want him freed. What do I have to do? Find the grain silo in town. Find the pentagram inscribed into the floor in it. Use that scroll nearby. And when Agril Shanak appears, free it. Make whatever bargains you like with it. But set it free. I don't care what you do then.
Updated my journal.
Great. Journal. Should talk to Grace, maybe. What was I supposed to do again? Can I talk to Grace and see what she thinks about it?
Yes?
Questions about our travels. No.
I'm gone.
Right,
Done.
okay, so let's just do it then. Grain silo. That's a grain silo right there.
All right.
So let's
I'm gone.
Cursed citizen. What the hell are they doing? Where'd you hide it, Jansen? The guard pauses long enough to say, "You didn't see nothing. Not if you know what's good for you." He turns back to his victim. Wow. Okay, there's something hidden there. This man is bruised and bloody. His face is puffed, swollen from the savage beating administered by cursed guards. Does not speak, but spits out a tooth and a mouthful of blood. But if he doesn't speak to me,
Done.
obviously there's something here. Lover's Band, Whispering Flask.
All right.
This guy is like a lookout. Great. Such a nice place, Curst.
Sure, why not?
Lover's Band, what's that? Let's check it out. Dagon. Really, we don't have enough lore to identify it? Displacer ring, +2 to armor class. Created from the blood of a displacer beast, yeah. +2 armor class is pretty nice. Who needs it? Nordum, maybe. Yes, return please. But honestly, these guys are getting a bit out of hand. Doesn't seem like anything we can do there. Grain silo. Pentagram. And we had some scroll here. Scroll of Abyssal Fury. Allows user to copy Abyssal Fury into spellbook. That would be nice, but this spell opens a planar portal beneath a specified victim and drags them down into the abyss. The portal remains open even after the victim is swallowed in. The only sound bystanders hear is the incessant screaming of the victim as she is torn apart by the ruthless Tanari. After what seems like only a few seconds, which is more than an eternity for the victim in the abyss, the victim, or what's left of him, gets spit back out of the portal. If the victim makes a successful saving throw, he will get spit out of the portal in one piece, but while the victim senses nothing at first, after a split second, all the wrath of the Tanari will surface. The victim will suffer 5d10 points of damage as he suffers multiple delayed attacks and slashes from all angles. If the victim fails the saving throw, it is instant death. All that is left are the body parts. Wow. Now that's a nasty spell. but I can't really copy that into my spellbook since I needed to summon a demon. Let's make a safety save, and yeah, let's use the pentagram here. You see an empty pentagram. The air in it is dry and cold. A feeling of great evil permeates the area. Examine the scroll of Donna Kisho. The air darkens for a moment, and there is a sense of wind rushing through your head and heart. When your vision clears, a towering fiend stands before you. Nice. You see a huge creature. It stands over 15 feet in height. Its massive torso sprouts 4 arms, 2 that end in pincers and 2 with clawed hands. The head is dog-like with sharp fangs and violet eyes. It gazes at you steadily. Greetings. The creature's gaze never wavers as it continues to stare at you. Finally, you feel a tugging at your mind and a voice speaks in your head. Greetings to you as well, human. I am Agril Shanak. Why are you here? I have some questions. Questions? This amuses me. You may ask. Who are you? As I stated, I am Agril Shanak. What more you need to know? What are you? Some call me a fiend, some a friend. I am Agril Shanak. I am Tanari. I have achieved my status through hard work, treachery, blood and fear. I am a creature of nightmare. He falls silent. Who calls you fiend? The ignorant, who cannot see beyond fear and prejudice. It is their short-sightedness that causes them to label me such. Who calls you friend? Those who desire power often see me as a means to an end. It is they who call me friend. That's a vague answer. Ah, but it is an answer nonetheless. He leans towards you. It's the only answer I will give you. I have some questions. What can you tell me about Donna Quisho? I know nothing of her other than the fact that she is my summoner. This you already know. You hold a scroll. He points a clawed finger at the parchment Donna Quisho gave you. Why did she summon you? I do not know. I was intercepted before I arrived. We never spoke. He falls silent. Who intercepted you? I do not know. My captor has not chosen to reveal his or her presence. Donna Quisho sent me to free you. What's in it for me if I do? That's not really the question I want to ask. I want to ask him, are you going to kill everyone in the town if I free you? Donna Quisho sent me to free you. How do I do that? He points a clawed finger at the edge of the pentagram. Simply break the diagram by erasing a small portion. He looks at you, his eyes boring into your skull. No, I don't think so. Think about it, farewell.
Done.
I've considered freeing you. And will you? He gazes at you malevolently. Alright, tell me how. Simply break the diagram by erasing a small portion. Well, you know, he looks so trustworthy. Let's break the pentagram and see what happens. You kneel, touch the diagram, and a surge of energy washes up your arm. With a quick stroke, you erase a part of it. Just as quickly, the energy fades, and you hear a cry of triumph within your mind. Free at last. I'll take Heart Grinder now. What? Gained item. We never made a bargain. I will abide by our bargain, human. The weapon is yours and freedom is mine. A fair trade. I never made a bargain. A rusty axe? I have no use for a rusty axe. He glares at you for a moment and then a rusty axe appears. Great. Take the axe. You've done me a great service, and out of gratitude I will not slay you. He points a clawed finger at you. Know this, however, if we ever meet again, you shall rue the day. Farewell. So I got a stupid axe. Heart Grinder. Heart Grinder is a powerful weapon. Yeah, it didn't really feel right to do that though. I'm still a lawful good character though. I haven't broken any laws apparently.
I'm gone. Done.
And the people of Curst are still alive, so
I'm
I
gone.
guess, yeah.
I'm gone.
Dona Quisho. You're done, ain't you? Yes, you are. But where is Agril Shanak? I left it stewing in the pentagram. No, I'm sure it'll be around shortly. She cackles. And we shall make our plans and lay our traps, and they shall rue their mistakes. Oh yes. She presses a bag of coins into your hands. Here's the last part of the key. As from the center thrice to the outmost pole. Go on back and talk to Tainted Bars now. He'll steer you right. Still cackling, she gathers her belongings and scurries out.
I feel stronger.
Awesome. The nameless one levels up. One characteristic point. 3 hit points. Okay. Well, even more constitution, I guess. Nine more hit points, and I'm guessing that we regenerate very, very quickly now.
All right.
Yeah, look at that. Wow. It's like 2-second regeneration rate now. Very nice.
All right. I'm gone.
Some stuff here. Frosty mint candy. Nice. Tainted Bars. You got one more thing to do. See that drunk bastard Cheka Plute? Go kill him. He raises his voice. Hey, Cheka, here comes your death. The drunken guard staggers at you, roaring. It's obvious he'll see you dead first. Okay, so no choice. It's strange. Normally you get a choice. don't we have some nice
Enduring growth
Wilcar's
strong.
Eye or something like that?
There cannot be two skies.
That should help.
Yes.
Okay, that was pretty easily handled, I would say.
I'm gone.
What's up? Okay.
Dramatic music kind of overplayed that one a bit. 243
Sure, why not?
coppers. Now that you killed that drunken fool, the gate can be unlocked. Are you ready to go? There's no coming back. The door will be locked, barred and magically protected once you pass through. You want to do this? I don't even know what we're doing, to be honest. We're going underground for some reason. Not yet. Then just come back when you want to.
Alright.
Okay. Weird. I guess what he's saying is that we can get to that prison or whatever it was by going through some underground secret passageway he has. But do we want to do that? I'm not sure. Oh god, one of those little dinosaurs is blocking me. Oh, seriously, yeah. Right, so barracks, distiller, warehouse, we've been everywhere. The gate to Carceri. Gate to Carceri. We haven't been able to do anything here.
I'm gone.
Don't seem to have whatever it is that activates this gate.
Done. Done.
Curst administration. Greetings. I can always take you out and just walk in to see him. Never mind. It seemed to be pretty... like, we don't really have a choice than to go through that portal, I guess. But I don't know.
Done.
Feels a bit weird. Let's at least go to the blacksmith and sell that stuff we're not gonna use. Let's see. Blacksmith. Crumple Punch. See what you got, Crumple Punch. Heart Grinder, 7,000. Ooh, we still have the Scroll of Abyssal Fury. Thought we lost it. I guess we're gonna sell that. We don't need it, I think. But you know what? I simply don't know what to do. If we're gonna continue on, in that case, I'm probably just gonna cut it short here, because I don't have that much time to continue streaming today. So yeah, you know what? I'm probably just gonna cut it here, and then we'll continue going into the underground on Thursday, because I'm not going to be streaming tomorrow. Unfortunately, have some other engagements that I can't get out of. So
I hear your words.
no stream on Wednesday, but I will be streaming on Thursday and Friday at the same time. So Thursday and Friday from 7 AM Universal Coordinated Time. But yeah, I think we're gonna end it here today, actually. Maybe a bit short, but it feels better to end it here when we're kind of moving between sections instead of just cutting it in the middle of the action in the next session. So right. Yeah, well, that's gonna be it for me then. And so thanks for joining me for Planescape Torment. We'll be continuing on Thursday and see how far we can get. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. Hope you have a really good day, and that you'll be back from our Planescape later. So this is JSP Games signing off for today. See ya.